I got this, that article was in Time magazine, and I pulled this from the article. I think it's really interesting. They are calling it a food system that we have that goes from seed to 7-Eleven. So, but what it does is this food system that most of us have. Now, I know some of you guys that are sitting here eat really, really well. I know some of you already go to Whole Foods, but the majority of Americans don't. So, as you go out into the world and you start talking to people, you really need to educate. As you get this information, you need to get out and tell others about it. So, right now, cheap filling food, and I love this statistic, is costing $147 billion a year in doctor's bills. Okay, as I was putting this slide together, I was listening to the debate, and I thought to myself, why the hell are we talking about, troops in Iran and this and that? If we just change the food, we could save $147 billion. That would be awesome. Like, there's the key to it. Maybe I need to run for president. You and me, Lanny. But that's how the economic benefit to changing this. Okay, so like I said, go for one more. I talked about the book already. So let's start with the two plans that I'm going to advocate for you guys. So there is a core plan and there is an advanced plan. Some of you guys that have done my 90-day plan, I had 3 plans. And I love 3 plans, but it's very complicated to explain 3 plans, so I'm going to stick with 2 today. So that I don't want you to leave here overwhelmed and say, oh, I just can't do that. I want you to leave here empowered. So go ahead and get to the next one. We're going to start with the core plan. So here's the thing about the core plan. The first 3 rules, or the only rules of the core plan, are you are going to replace, and we'll go through this in a minute, all the bad fats in your diet. You're going to take all bad fats out and you're going to put healthy fats in. You're going to see here in a second, fat doesn't make you fat. Bad fat makes you fat. Healthy fat makes you healthy and thin. Again, let's go back to this set point. When you are in a good set point, when you don't vacillate with weight one way or the other, you're probably in your set point. So you start adding healthy fats in, it's not going to make you fat. I promise that. If you're wanting to lose weight and you go, God, I've been doing low fat forever, I can't imagine that. Understand, when you add healthy fats in, you will lose weight. That's a paradigm shift that I know is going to happen for a lot of people.
Maybe just tell you.
Yeah. And all of these slides are in the book. I mean, they're all written in there. So the second thing is we're going to eliminate toxins. And I could probably do a 4-day presentation on toxins alone. But for today, we're going to talk a lot about protein and what kind of proteins you need to eat. Okay? And then the last one is reducing sugar out of your diet. And sugar is not just refined sugar. Sugar is white flour, white rice, white pasta. Okay? So it's anything that is quickly made. Anything white is not good. White flour, white pasta, white sugar, white salt, all of that, there's a reason it's white. They took a natural thing and put chlorine into it. That's literally how they make it white. They put chlorine in it and they mix it around in a big mixer so that it's refined and it tastes really good. Okay, we don't want chlorine in our body. That doesn't go well with number 2, which is eliminate toxins. So I'll go back one second. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you reduce sugar on the core plan. Okay, so when we talk about fat, all of you that have been doing low fat understand that you may have to have a paradigm shift here. So we're going to rethink the way we look at fat, we're going to eliminate bad fat, and we're going to go to healthy fat. Okay, we already talked about this. So wait, let me say one thing. Healthy fat helps your body burn fat. Like, that's how ridiculously good healthy fat is. Okay, another great statistic. In 1910, heart attacks were almost non-existent. Okay? In 1930, it caused 3,000 deaths per year. And by the 1960s, it was up to 500,000 deaths a year. All because what we did is we started to go low fat. Good. You got to click a bunch on this one. So the low-fat diet is what I call low-fat, high-obesity diet. So every time you hear the word low-fat, from this point forward, I want your brain to say high obesity. Okay? So we have more low-fat foods now than ever before. One of the things that I cut out of this talk that I probably should have left in is label after label after label of the crap they have to put in your food to make it low-fat. So if you see something that says low-fat, I want you to look at it and go, oh, it's low-fat. Whew, high obesity. Put it back. You're not going to buy low-fat anymore because it's chock full of chemicals. So dietary in the 70s, since the 70s, dietary fat has gone down 40 to 34%, and obesity has gone up. So it's not working for us. Let's look at other countries. So France, for example, they eat all that cheese. How come they get to be so thin and eat cheese? So they're having saturated fats. Saturated fats are fantastic. If you want to eat cheese, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, eat raw cheese, unpasteurized raw cheese. Have it as much as you want. It is a healthy fat. It is chock full of omega-3 vitamins. Once you pasteurize it, you have put chemicals in it, you've increased the sugar in it, and you need to get it out of your diet. So France, they're doing great. They don't have a lot of cardiovascular disease. Spain, same thing, and you can see as you go down. Go ahead. One of my favorite articles for this year was, and I meant to have it for you guys today, if you're interested, I'll email it to you, is a heart surgeon that came out this year, and he said that he's been doing surgery after surgery after surgery for years, and that he has seen people who have low-fat diets, high-fat diets, all over the map, and that the people with the lowest fat diets have the most plaque in their arteries. And he said, I can't continue to keep my mouth shut. And this is from the article. He said that the injury and inflammation in our blood vessels is caused by the low-fat diet recommendation for years by mainstream medicine. What are the biggest culprits of chronic inflammation? Well, quite simply, they're the overload of simple, highly processed carbohydrates and the excess consumption of omega-6 vegetable oils like soybean, corn, sunflower that are found in a lot of processed foods. So if you are on high blood pressure medication, right now you're going to get bad fat out of your diet and you're going to get sugar out of your diet. Hands down. Okay, so what are those damaged fats? This is where you're going to either want to write this down or you're going to want to get the book and it's in the book. So what are these damaged fats? Well, obviously they're hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils. They're rancid oils. These are oils that literally go rancid on the shelf. Corn, vegetable, canola, cottonseed, soybean, safflower, and sunflower. Everybody thinks this one, canola, is a health food. Or soybean, not a health food. These oils are, when they get into your body, they raise the inflammation. That's the most basic way I can say it. They will inflame your body. If you have pain right now that you're trying to make go away, you have to get off of these. There's no way, and I will just be as blunt to say that you can come to me as many times as you want. I can adjust you with the best adjustment as much as I possibly can. And if you go home and you put these oils in your body, I can't help you. Your body's going to continue to inflame. Trans fats, margarines, real butter is good. Synthetic margarine shortening, bad. That is the stuff you want to stay away from. I'm a huge fan of nuts and seeds. And what happened with my 90-day plan when I went out and I started talking to people about nuts and seeds is they all went out and bought roasted nuts and seeds. Roasted nuts and seeds are like putting a stick of margarine, a tablespoon of margarine in your mouth. It is not beneficial. So I'm a huge fan of raw almonds. Fantastic. It'll put you on the alkaline side. It's a fabulous thing to eat. Roasted almonds, it's not worth it. Okay. And then we talked about dairy. So in my family, we do pretty much very little milk, but we do a lot of cheese, and we do a lot of raw cheese. I will constantly have for a snack, I'll just cut up an apple and put some raw cheese on it, and I have that probably every day. Yesterday I got home after we had set up for everything here, and I grabbed a red pepper, cut it open, just grabbed a stick of raw cheese and cut it open and had about half of the stick of raw cheese. I am a huge fan of raw cheese. Okay, So let's talk a little bit about labeling. Now, again, some of you guys are going to be really like, this is easy, and some of you it's not going to be easy. So in putting this presentation together, I learned a couple things myself. And the two things that I learned were they've gotten really tricky with labeling. So you're going to leave here and you're going to say, okay, Mindy said trans fats were bad. So you're going to go to the market and you're going to see something that says no trans fats. Okay, and you're going to go, oh my God, this is great, this is what she said. She said no trans fats. And go ahead and hit the next one. I don't know who they is, but somebody came up with the concept that if you can have a little bit of trans fats in there and still say no trans fats. So you need to be able to read your labels. When you pick up something that says no trans fats, please turn it over and look and see if that's accurate. Because this is a perfect example of, go ahead and push it one more time, hydrogenated vegetable oil. But yet on the front, it can say no trans fats. Okay? Go ahead and do the next one. Okay, let's talk about French fries. Okay, I love French fries. My crack is sweet potato fries from the counter at Santana Row. I can have one of those and then I'm done. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to eat the rest of my meal. I just want to eat those sweet potato fries. Okay, so I'm with you guys on some of the stuff. I know, and every once in a while it's okay. But when you get fries that are, and mostly this is like the really fast food places, but when you get fries from like McDonald's and places like that, the trans fats that are in these fries have a 51-day half-life. What that means is that it takes 51 days for that oil to get out of you. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. So 51 days later, your poor little body and your arteries are like chugging along trying to keep up with that fat. I guarantee you the next time I go to the counter, I am going to remember this. Because even at the counter, I am sure that what they're baking that stuff in is soybean oil or corn oil. So, okay, let's look at a couple other things here. Microwave popcorn. Granola bars from Quaker. That looks like it could be healthy. I don't want to diss the Girl Scouts. That's not cool. Protein, Special K. I don't know if it, when I grew up, Special K was really healthy. Like, that's what all the athletes had. So if it's a convenient food, I guarantee you it's most likely not good for you. So read your labels. Turn them over, look at them, read them, see where those oils exist. Yeah, it's the packaged food, and we'll talk a little bit about that with the shopping. Okay, so now we know what not to eat. Let's talk about what we do eat. So, healthy fats. Why do we need healthy fats? They help build our cells. They help us absorb our vitamins. So if I'm going to buy organic fruits and vegetables so that I can nourish and get all the good antioxidants and nourish my body, if I don't put in a healthy fat, how am I going to absorb that? It cushions your vital organs. It protects you from temperatures, hormones. If anybody is having like hormonal problems or they're feeling like they can't lose weight because of hormones, I guarantee you add healthy fats in and that will change. So omega-3 vitamins, omega-3s are really healthy fats. It's a great way to help with hormonal shifts and also things like depression. So they lower inflammation. So if you're having a lot of joint pain or you're feeling like really crummy, a really good thing that you can be doing is go have some healthy fats, and we'll talk about them in a second. Go have an avocado. Go have some coconut butter. Go have some raw almond butter, and put those into your body because that will lower the inflammation. Okay, go ahead.